Welcome to the Imperial Brickz YouTube channel. It's Nixter here, and in this series, I'm collecting all of the minifigures or characters featured in LEGO Batman the video game. In this episode, we've got a whole bunch to talk about, and we'll be adding a new minifigure to the display here, so let's get right into it. Of course, if you want a minifigure display like this one for your own collection, you can find a link down in the description below. The first thing I want to talk about is the spacing of the figures in the display. Now, unfortunately, the spacing that I have here is predetermined. I cannot add or move the studs from where they are. They are permanently in that position. And although you might think, hey, you could totally just skip and go every other figure, there are other figures that are not part of the 48 playable characters that I would like to add to this collection, and for that reason, the extra space is actually going to be used for a good purpose. It's not just going to stay blank, so you don't need to worry about that. And like with the Star Wars display, once the display is full, then we can talk about getting the accessories for all of the characters. I actually have a list of a couple other items that I want to address here, so let's just go ahead and go through that really quickly. Another common question that goes with what I was just talking about, will I be getting the DS characters? I actually don't know how many of them exist and have been made by custom sellers, but if they all get made and they're all available, I'll be happy to add them to the LEGO Batman collection. Another collection we can talk about, Indiana Jones. Yes, after I finish the Star Wars or the Batman, whichever one comes first, I will then switch and start the Indiana Jones minifigure collection. That was another game I enjoyed playing as a kid. Not only the first one, but the second one. Not sure if we'll end up doing a collection of the figures for the second one, but you can be sure that there is more content coming from the Imperial Brickz YouTube channel. As far as the standards and the quality in the display, somebody mentioned that my standards were a lot lower for the LEGO Batman display. The only things that do not meet my standards that are currently in the display are the hats on the Mime Goon and the henchman, Joker henchman, I want to say is what that is, or the clown henchman. Can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, everything else here is injection molded and pad printed, and I am really happy with the quality of the rest of the stuff, except for, and hopefully this can get addressed, the little wrinkles on the top of Tropical Joker's head. But besides that, I think the quality in this display is equal to, if not better than what we have in the TCS display. I want to say there's like one or two painted items in the TCS display, so we're keeping it pretty locked down, but yeah, there are a couple exceptions. Other things, as far as figs are concerned, why aren't I buying all the official figs first? If I get the opportunity to buy a custom fig, I'm going to jump on that, because even though the official figs are going up in value, they're always going to be available on the market, and I'm not worried about being able to find those. It's just going to be a question of how much I pay for them. When it comes to the custom figs, regardless of whether I'm paying a little bit or a lot for them, when they sell out, and it's going to be hard to get one. So when I get the opportunity to get one, I got to jump on it. The print on the Joker goon right here, this guy, the clown goon, clown henchman. Yeah, it should be, I believe, the light nougat color like the Mime Goon. Unfortunately, there's nothing I'm going to be able to do about that now. It would be cool, though, to one day get a correct colored chest part of that torso. Not sure when, if ever, that would happen, but you know, that's the goal, obviously, with this collection. Two other things to address now that we've gotten this far. I believe the hands on this guy and this guy are wrong, so we're going to go and correct that. The first minifigure I want to talk about is the Tropical Joker right here, and you will notice that he does have white hands, and that is because, unfortunately, LEGO never made in this color of purple any hands. The only minifigure that even existed in this color was Dumbledore, and he had yellow hands at the time, so fortunately, until someone makes custom hands, white is probably going to be the best alternative for the way the Tropical Joker looks, because it matches the skin tone on the headpiece. As for the Joker Goon, this guy does need a pair of light nougat hands, and fortunately that's an easy fix. So we're going to steal these from a Han Solo minifigure that is already missing quite a few parts, and we can get these swapped out just like that. Whoops. And there you got your corrected. This is the, not Freeze Goon, but the Penguin Goon, I believe. The minifigure we get to add to the collection today is Nightwing, and this is a figure that was only featured in one set. I believe it was the Arkham Asylum set, and this guy is now hovering, in the US at least, around $100. So some of these older classic kind of Batman minifigures are really getting up there in price, and like people have previously mentioned, it is definitely worth keeping these towards the top of your list if you're looking to collect them all, because they are not getting any cheaper and they're not going to be making any more of them anytime soon. But here is our Nightwing minifigure. You can see he does have kind of the classic style of mask. I guess Robin, I believe, also has a mask like that on his face because he doesn't have like a full-on cowl like Batman or Catwoman. And very basic details for the chest. I love how the blue in the arms lines up with the blue on the print there. And of course, he's got that classic style of abs that we see on probably half of the minifigures in the LEGO Batman display. But yeah, that's Nightwing. There is no back printing on this guy. So let's go ahead, get those corrected figures back in the display, and we can add him as well. First, we're going to add back the Tropical Joker with the unfortunately still incorrect color hands right there. Then we've got our Penguin Goon right here, and he goes right cha. And then we can add Nightwing to the display, and he goes right here next to Commissioner Gordon. And voila, there is the LEGO Batman the video game minifigure collection display so far. Of course, if you enjoyed watching, be sure to leave a like, subscribe for more, and go check out imperialbrickz.com for all your official LEGO Star Wars minifigure needs.